Y'all, so my camera went out on me. It was just like, nope, you're not about to tell this story.
So he replies to the video, "You're super duper pretty." So I'm like, "Oh, thanks." And then he says, "I like that you're sure."
It's another story time, y'all. Let's get to it.
Like, it's not just a dick pic, it's his whole body, but his whole body. And I'm just like, oh, we're getting straight to it.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Nina Boss, and if this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're already subscribed, welcome back. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like and comment too and share it with your friends. Yes, I have on the same outfit as the last video because I just recorded the last video, and I'm recording this one right now because I want to get the stories out to you on time. And so this is the time I have to record my story times, and so I'm doing it all together in one day. So today's story time is going to be about my friend, well, ex-friend, Scandalous. So I told you guys about Scandalous. If you don't know who Scandalous is, go ahead and go back and watch the rest of my story time so you can figure out who Scandalous is. I mentioned her in my bridal party thing situation video. Yeah, y'all go back and watch that video because I'm not about to tell y'all who Scandalous is. But yeah, Scandalous. I have a lot of story times with Scandalous. And if y'all didn't see my other video, here is my Easter tree. I keep my tree up year round. And so yeah, that's my Easter tree because Easter Sunday is coming up. But yeah, so Scandalous. I don't know how long this story time is going to be, y'all, but Scandalous is Scandalous. But this particular story time is going to be about the time where she did me like she do everybody else. You know, you have a friend and you see them do and treat people certain type of ways and you be like, that's messed up, but that's your friend, so you're just like, she didn't do it to me. That's not a good way to think, but it happens. So that is what happened. I watched her be a horrible person to a lot of people, and I'm not here to bash nobody. I'm just here to tell my stories as they happen to me from my perspective. If you don't like it, ooh, look. If you don't like it, don't watch. Click off this video right now. This is my channel. This is my video. Okay? Don't watch it. So yeah. So me and Scandalous were best friends, and we used to go out like every weekend, or not every weekend, every other weekend, at least twice a month. We was out together a lot, right? Dinners, lunches, sometimes, but we hung out a lot. We were glued to the hip. I say that a lot, but we was together a lot. And so this particular time in our friendship, we weren't hanging out as much as we normally do. And so we had went out, but it was a group setting. And at the end of the night, she was like, oh, I missed you, friend. Like, we need to do something, get together and hang out like old times, right? So I was like, yeah, we need to get together and hang out. And so we were like, we're going to plan something. So we picked a weekend. We're going to go out this weekend. I'm like, okay. This was a couple of weeks maybe after the time we were hanging out. So we planned something and we were going out, just me and her, because we hadn't had time out with just me and her. And so we decided to go to this place. First of all, and we went through hell trying to find a place. She picked one place. I gave her like a list of places to choose from, and she picked one of these places out of the list of places. And then at the last minute, she was like, oh, well, my homeboy said this new place over here is good, blah, blah, blah. Let's go there. I get there before her, and the place was abandoned and broke down. Like, it wasn't even open. But yeah, so the night started off stupid. Like, I was annoyed because I got there before her, and it was just like, this place is broke down and like boarded shut. So she gets to where I'm at, and then we went to the place that I originally was supposed to go to. which ended up not being that too far. My words are all over the place. Ended up being not too far from the place where we was at. So, yeah, we go there. And while we go there, before we get inside, she was like, oh, what is Cherry Blossom doing? So if y'all watch my other stories, you know that I have another friend named Cherry Blossom. But I don't talk to her no more either. I don't talk to Scandalous, and I don't talk to Cherry Blossom. So I have another friend named Cherry Blossom. Cherry Blossom and Scandalous did not like each other. I don't know why. I have speculations, but it's not the reasons that they gave why they don't like each other, because they both said they don't like each other. The reasons why they gave why they don't like each other is not a reason to not like somebody. I just feel like, you know how it be when you have certain friends, you want them to be just your friend. I feel like it was that type of situation, but I don't really care. They didn't like each other, so I kept them away from each other. I hung out with one without the other all the time. I never put them in a space where we were all together. So it was weird to me for Scandalous to be asking me what Cherry Blossom was doing and see if she want to come out, because I'm just like, we're supposed to be hanging out, just me and you want me to invite somebody out with us that you don't like. Weird. But anyway, so I called Cherry Blossom, and earlier that day, Cherry Blossom had asked me what I was doing, and I told her, you know, I was going out with Scandalous and it was just gonna be me and her. So yeah, she already knew what that meant. Like, she not coming. And so I'm sure she was kind of like weirded out by me asking her, you know, if she wanted to come hang out with me and Scandalous, but nevertheless, I still did it, and she answered, and she ended up coming. So it took her a while to get there, maybe 45 minutes into us being there. I guess that's not a while, but it took her a while to get there. And when she did get there, all of a sudden, Scandalous goes, I want to go somewhere else. Now, Cherry Blossom had just paid for parking at this place that we were at. Why would you wait till she get here for you to then say you want to go somewhere else? Then she goes, well, this friend and that friend is over at this other spot. And I'm like, oh, now everything is making sense. Like, you didn't want it to seem like you were ditching me to hang out with your other friends, so you decided to tell me to invite Cherry Blossom, so it don't seem like you trying to just add other people to what was supposed to be an outing with just me and you. Peep you. But okay. So I'm like, all right. Y'all, so my camera went out on me. It was just like, nope, you're not about to tell this story. So I was just like, I literally thought I lost all my footage, and then I realized it's in my camera roll. So let me finish the story. So yeah, like I was saying, I peeped what she was doing as far as, you know, trying to invite Cherry Blossom so it don't seem like she ditching me for her other friends. So I had told Cherry Blossom, you know, Scandalous says she want to go somewhere else, but I know you just pay for parking. So what my solution was because we paid for parking, but we was there for a while. So we got our money's worth of parking at least. But I was like, let's all Uber together to the next place so we don't have to all move our cars or pay for parking. And we'll just Uber back here and then go home from here. So Cherry Blossom was fine with that. And so I was like, ooh, because she already don't like her. You know, when people do stuff that is kind of annoying and you already don't like them, it's just like 10 times the impact. Like, you know, you wouldn't react a certain way, you know, if you like somebody, but if you don't like somebody, you're gonna be like, ugh, that's just annoying. Like, she did that on purpose, whatever. It wasn't a problem, and I had a sigh of relief. So we'll go to the next place, and we meet her friends there. And y'all, I was so relieved because Cherry Blossom and Scandalous were getting along. They was laughing, dancing with each other. It was so weird, but I was relieved because these are my two closest friends at the time, and it was like annoying that they didn't like each other or care for each other. And so I was happy that my friends are getting along and we having fun. So then Scandalous, Cherry Blossom was like, I'm about to go ahead and leave. So she ended up Ubering by herself to her car and she went home. And so we had fun all out together. So now it's me, Scandalous, and her friends. And that was cool too. Her friends are cool. I get along with them. So now Scandalous is texting this dude. Like she starts texting this dude. She was texting him the whole night. So she's like, I want to go to another place. And I'm like, girl, like, I want to go home. Like, we not young no more. I want to go home. So she was like, I want to go to this other place because this guy is there that I really like. And I have been texting him. Like, we flirt all the time. But now it's like been really heavy flirting. And we like acknowledged that we like each other. So I want to go out with him. And I was like, okay, so go. Like, why do I have to go? And she was like, but I never went out with him before, and I just want to be safe and have you there. And once she used that word, I was just like, I gotta go, y'all. I can't leave my friend hanging, even though she used to leave me hanging all the time. But that's a story for another day. She used to leave me all the time. But that's a story for another day. So yeah, I was like, she said she don't feel safe going by herself, and if I let her go by herself and something happens to her, I'm not gonna be able to live with that. So yeah, I gotta go. So we go to this next place, and it was late. We done went out to 3 different clubs. So we go to the next place, we park, and go into the spot. So red flag number 1 from this dude is she calls him to tell him that we there because supposedly one of his friends had a section. It was her birthday. I'm like, oh, so we're going to a girls section? Like, this about to be weird. It's not even like his homeboy and, you know, it's a girl's birthday. Oh, my hookah's going out. So, yeah, red flag number 1 was she called him or texted him to let him know that we was there. And he wasn't trying to meet us at the door. And normally it'd be like, you know, I'm coming to the door. Or let me know when you make it here so I can walk you to our section. That's with homegirls, homeboys, anybody. You meet them out at a club, they're going to meet you at the door. That's normally how it goes. Am I wrong? Anyway, so he would not come to the door. He was trying to tell her, when you come in, you're going to go to the right and this and that. First of all, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was annoyed because this is our 3rd place that we've gone to. Mind you, we had to Uber back to our car and then drive to this place and pay for parking at this place. So this is a lot of money we spending getting into these places. So we get to the door and parking was $40. And she was like, well, I'll pay for parking since I made you come. So she paid for parking for me and her. Then to get inside, it was $40 to get in. It was ridiculous. And so I was like, I'm not paying that. Like, it had to have been like 1 o'clock in the morning, or probably later. And clubs in Atlanta to be closing at 3. So who's about to pay $40 for that little short amount of time? Not me. It's not like it's 11 o'clock. It's late. And I was like, I'm just gonna go home. She was like, no, let's go. I'll pay for you to get in. So it was like she was so desperate to see this dude that she was willing to pay $100 and something for us to go see this dude. And then I was like, why he not paying for us to get in? If he got a section, why are we paying? Well, what? He wanted you to come see him. He said he had a section. Why be paying? So anyway, so he did not meet us at the door, and I think he thought that if he had met us at the door, he would have had to pay for us to get in, which I feel like he should have. So I feel like that's the reason why he didn't come to the door, which to me was a red flag, but whatever. We get to the section, and like, I'm still annoyed because we're inside and he is now trying to walk her through how to get to the section. Okay, we paid our way in. Meet us at the door. We're inside. Anyway, it took us a while to figure out where the section was because this particular club got so many rooms. It's weird. It's an inside outside club. If you're from Atlanta, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we go find the section that they're at. It was only space enough for one more person. Like, they were literally, you know, you had these sections in Atlanta, people sit on the top part of the little cushion. I mean, the top and the bottom was full. People were sitting at the bottom, people were sitting at the top. It like can only literally fit just her. So I'm standing outside the section like a groupie, and she's sitting next to him. And so, you know, we say hello, whatever. They're together, flirting in each other's faces. At this point, we lit because we done went to 3 different clubs. So I'm just standing there like, I want to go home. And so I'm like, you know, I'm here for my friends, so whatever. I'm chilling now. The night is over for me. So I'm just basically chilling, waiting for her to be done flirting with this dude. So she ends up like being all over him and sitting on his lap. And then I looked over and they was kissing. And I was just like, I thought you was uncomfortable. Like, get that you're drunk, but you made it seem like you was scared to go somewhere with him. You seem perfectly fine to me. Like, can I go home now? You look safe. I was annoyed. I wanted to go home. I was tired. So yeah, I kind of felt third wielded, if that's a word. And so I didn't want to be there anymore. And so I guess I wear my heart on my sleeve. So you could tell that I was annoyed, I'm sure, because I was. I'm sorry, but I was. And so they was all over each other. Now it's time to go. So we were supposed to walk to our cars together and leave. He parked somewhere far, and so he was like, oh, well, can you take me to my car? And she was like, yeah, I'll take you to your car. So now I'm like, we can't even walk together. So, you know, I could tell her my opinion on this guy. We can't even walk together by ourselves because he got to walk with us. I was ready for him to be gone. And so he's walking with us. She walks to her car. He gets in her car. She walks over to my car. And she's like, it seemed like you got an attitude. And I was like, I do. I'm kind of annoyed. And she was like, why? And I said, because I could have went home. Like, I wanted to go home. You begged me to come and you didn't need me. And once you saw that you didn't need me, you was like, still making me be here. And I don't want to be here. I'm just tired. I was being a brat. I don't care. But I was annoyed. So she was like, well, give me a hug goodbye. And I'm like, no. And at this point, I'm sitting in my car and my window is rolled down. So I'm in the driver's seat. This is my window and my window's rolled down. And she's standing outside my window. And so she's like, give me a hug goodbye. And I'm like, no, like, you know, some drunk stuff. And then she was like, you're not going to give me a hug goodbye? And I said, no. And then she was like, really? And I said, really? Y'all, I don't even know how to say this. She backhanded me. Let's take a moment of silence for that. So she backhanded me. You know, when I started this story and I say, you know, how you see people do other people, that's what I meant. Like, I watched her, she hit people. That's her thing. Like, when she gets upset, she hits you. And she's not a big person or a scary person. So it catches you off guard because you're not expecting violence from this individual. She's not necessarily a violent person. But when she get mad enough or drunk enough, she hit you. And I've watched her do it to other people. She just never did it to me. Now she did it to me. So she backhands me. And I'm just like, what the hell? And, you know, normally, and I was drunk or tipsy. Normally, your reaction would be to hit back. I don't know why with her. She was the person to me that could get away with anything. Because, like I said, she's done so much stuff to me where it's just like, girl, what's wrong with you? Why you keep taking it? But anyway, so yeah, she hit me. And so my reaction was to roll the window up. And I rolled the window up and she's still standing there and she goes, really? And I said, really? Like, go away. So she walks away, she gets in her car, she drives off. And I text her and I said, you know, What's crazy to me is, actually, I think I got receipts. I think I still have these. That's sad if I can still find these messages. I'm about to go look for these messages so I can read to y'all what I said exactly. I'll be right back. Y'all, so I could not find all of the messages, but I did find some messages, and it just reminded me of some parts of the story that I forgot. But basically I texted her and I was like, all of these years of us being friends, I never would have thought that something so small would make you put your hands on me. Like I think that's crazy. I understand that we've been drinking, but I would have never done that to you, and I don't appreciate that. It was along those lines, right? So I sent it to her, and she was like, I'm sorry. I was like, okay. And I was just mad. Like, in my head, I was like, this is not going to be the end of our friendship. I felt like we were always going to be friends no matter what, which is so stupid. Like, I would just let that girl do anything to me. But in my head, I'm like, we still going to be friends. So I'm just like, I need to cool down from this, though, because I'm upset. So her just saying sorry, she just said, I'm sorry I put my hands on you. And oh, you know what? In my initial message, it says something about me being a third wheel. Like I did all of that, hanging with you, stuck stayed out with you the rest of the night, even though I was tired. Just for me to be the third wheel, you didn't need me to be there, and then you turn around and slap me in my face. It was something along those lines, yeah. And so, she just said she was sorry. So this was a Saturday night, I believe. Like we went out Saturday night. And then so now it's Sunday, and she had called me that morning. I didn't answer because I was annoyed. I didn't want to talk to her. Then at the end of the day, she texted me and was like, hey, I called you. I wanted to tell you about my date today. So call me back. And I think I had texted her back and was like, I'll hit you tomorrow. And then, yeah, she ended up going out on a date with the guy that day. The guy ends up being her boyfriend, okay? They broke up now, but he ends up being her boyfriend after this. And so the next day, which is now Monday, I'm supposed to call her back, but I don't. And we did talk to each other, but I didn't call her. Like, it was something about a hair appointment because, as many of you know, I do hair and lashes. And she had made an appointment to get her hair and lashes done. And it was something conflicting with, I think my sister was having a birthday party for her son. And she had booked an appointment on that day. So my sister had just sent out the invitations. And so I hit Scandalous and was like, hey, you booked an appointment on such and such date. I'm going to have to move it because my sister's having a birthday party. And so we talked about that. And so she was just like, okay, we moved her appointment. So that was our conversation Monday. Tuesday, I don't think we talked. And Wednesday, I went out with another group of friends. So I go out Wednesday, and I go out to this bar that's significantly close to Scandalous' house. So I was like, I'm cooled down. I done had a breather. I think I'm in a position to talk to her, and we need to settle this. I don't like to be mad. I don't like this feeling. And so it's Wednesday night. I go out with my friends, and then I had hit Scandalous up like, hey, what are you doing? And she was saying that she was at her sister's house, which is still close to the place. So I was like, oh, I was on this side. I was wondering if we could talk. And so she was like, no, I'm not home, or something like that. We could talk another day, or we could talk tomorrow, or something like that. And I was like, okay. So that was Wednesday night. So now I see, messages. This is now from Thursday morning, but this is Thursday at 3:13 a.m. The message before this, it says, "I'm sorry I put my hands on you. I wouldn't ever want that. I was drinking and I'm sorry. You say I did it, then I'll take ownership." And at the time, I was just like, it didn't click to me when she said, "You said I did it," because I'm like, you slapped me like you said sorry when you did it. So I'm confused. And then now reading back, she responded that way because now her thing is, and even to this day, she said she didn't hit me and she don't remember doing it, so it didn't happen. Like, she don't remember doing it, so it didn't happen. That's her story, and she's sticking to it. And she could stick to it. You could repeat a lie 1,000 times. It's still not going to be true. But whatever. That's her story. So, yeah, I'm reading this for the first time. And this happened years ago. Why it's still on my phone is freaking sad. But it says, this is from her to me. This is at 3:13 in the morning on Thursday. Thinking about things as I lay down, your initial text from Saturday/Sunday morning, it was not an issue of me putting my hands on you, which I solely apologize if I did. I was drinking and so were you. But it was about you being the third wheel, which I was when you were with Cherry Blossom. I called you and texted you, which you did ignore. You texting me back about hair has nothing to do with your being upset, especially when I mentioned other stuff in my message and you deliberately chose to ignore. You can cancel my hair and eyelash appointment, and moving forward, I'm done with this situation or friendship that you say or don't say we have. It's so one-sided, and I'm emotionally exhausted. If I was important to you, you would have reached out and you didn't. I'm supposed to be more than a client, and I'm not, which is fine, but we don't have to fake it. Enjoy whatever makes you happy, but I'm good. And that is how she ended our friendship. I can't believe I have that screenshot still. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that was her response to me. And I don't even have my responses, which is so stupid. At least I do. It says, the order of text isn't important. Because when I text her back, I said something about being a third wheel, and then I said something about her hitting me in my face. Remember, I said, I did all of that, was a third wheel, blah, 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 just for you to hit me in my face. So what I was saying to her, like, the order of text isn't important. Whatever I mentioned first in the message isn't important. It's the fact that you hit me. You're wrong. But anyway, it says the order of text isn't important. You're trying to flip it because you're wrong. I only invited Cherry Blossom because you said to invite her. So why are you bringing that up? Pause. Because she tried to say I was a third wheel when you were with Cherry Blossom. But no, you weren't, because you spoke to her more than you spoke to me. Like, y'all was vibing, so you wasn't a third wheel, and you're the one who told me to invite her. It was supposed to be just me and you. You told me to invite Cherry Blossom. Now you're talking about you was a third wheel. What are you talking about? You wasn't no third wheel. We was out together. You was third wheeling, if that's the case, for like 20 minutes, if that, because you was ready to go as soon as she got there. Anyway, so why are you bringing that up? And she spoke with you as evenly as she did with me. So the fact that you're even mentioning her further proves my point that you're trying to flip this. You hit me in my face. I said, you fucking hit me in my face. And you want me to answer my phone the night of and the next morning about it like it's all good. You're not even good enough to be considered a client of mine. That is so mean. I should have beat your ass and then texted you and said, I was drinking, so were you. I'm so petty. And then we can see how that combo would have went. I'm always questioning whether or not you're my friend because you always do some foul ass, and that's emotionally draining. So take that one-sided and miss me with it. You don't know what it is to be a friend to anyone because you're an idiot. I'm done. Now screenshot that shit and send it to whoever you're gonna lie to. Or whoever you're gonna, sorry, my phone broke. Whoever you're gonna use to help your actions, to help you justify your actions in your head. You're sick. That's what I said. So yeah, that was my response. And that was the end of our friendship at the time, because we end up being friends again. Small, short period of time, but we ended up being friends again. But we're not friends no more. We tried, it didn't work. It didn't work out. So yeah, like, she tried to say that she didn't hit me. Like, that's her response, is she don't remember hitting me. I said that she hit me, and her response was, I'm sorry, that night. She just felt some type of way because I was ignoring her from Sunday to Wednesday, really. And I feel like that's enough time. Give me my space. Let me be upset. And no, I didn't say that. And I could have went back and just said, you know, I feel some type of way, so let me just get my space and we'll touch on it later. But I just felt like, why are you ignoring the fact that you put your hands on me and you still trying to talk to me like everything is all good? I don't like when people do that. Don't do nothing to me and then smile in my face like we're good. No, let's solve this problem that we have, and let's not sweep it under the rug. I'm tired of sweeping things up under the rug. I've done it my whole life. And then I end up spazzing out on whoever makes me mad at the time. And I won't do that. So yes, I could look back on things and say I could have handled it a different way. But I was just upset, and that's how I handled it. And a lot of people would have handled it a different way, a more violent way. And I didn't do that. I'm not promoting any violence. This story is for entertainment purposes only. But yeah, that's the story time of when Scandalous and I's friendship ended because she backhanded me in my face. I'm spitting. Yeah. So yeah, that's the story. When I tell it, people be like, what? But I haven't told that story in a while. It's a few years old. It's funny to laugh back at. But yeah, that's the story. So tune in to my story times every Friday. They nice and juicy. And subscribe to my channel and like and comment and share it with your friends. And I'm gonna put down in the description below about the email that you can email to send in your story times. If you have any story times that you would like for me to share, you can remain anonymous. You can send it from an anonymous email. Just send me a story so I can put together a video of my subscriber stories. So yeah, thanks for watching your girl, Nina Boss, and I'll see you back here on next Friday.